Modern bioenergetics experts say that cats are highly sensitive to energy flows and can accurately detect positive and negative zones, also known as biogenic and pathogenic areas. However, the belief that a cat lies down only in positive zones is debatable. Some argue that cats actually prefer pathogenic zones, and wherever a cat settles, humans should avoid staying for long periods. Additionally, cats are said to sense death. Those with a more mystical perspective claim that animals can perceive the human soul, both within and outside of the physical body. From the viewpoint of psychics, a cat can move between worlds and even communicate with the deceased. In ancient times, people noticed cats' ability to predict death. The story of a cat named Oscar living in a Rhode Island nursing home amazed many. Oscar became famous for his ability to predict the deaths of patients, snuggling next to them just hours before their passing. More than 100 cases have been documented where Oscar approached patients shortly before they died, staying with them during their final moments. Dr. David Dosa, a geriatrician and associate professor at Brown University, shared Oscar's unique talent. Sometimes, even medical staff made incorrect predictions, while Oscar precisely foretold death. Dr. Dosa first introduced the world to this extraordinary animal in a 2007 article in the New England Journal of Medicine. Since then, Oscar has predicted even more deaths, convincing doctors that these events are far from mere coincidences. Eventually, Dr. Dosa published a book detailing his observations of the extraordinary feline, titled Making Rounds with Oscar: The Extraordinary Gift of an Ordinary Cat. The book describes a typical day in Oscar's life. According to the author, Oscar spends his days wandering the rooms of the nursing home, rarely staying with elderly residents who are still fighting for their lives. If Oscar snuggles up to someone, it's highly likely that person will pass away soon. Intriguingly, Oscar begins scratching at the door of a closed room if a dying patient is inside. One time, Oscar lay next to a woman with a blood clot in her leg, staying by her cold limb until she passed. In another instance, after finishing his rounds without finding anyone in need, Oscar returned hours later to sit beside a patient who soon passed away. To test the cat's paranormal abilities, staff tried placing Oscar on the bed of a patient who they thought would die soon. However, Oscar jumped off the bed and went to another person, who died that same evening, while the first patient lived for several more days. Dr. Dosa doesn't attempt to offer scientific explanations for Oscar's abilities, but suggests that, like dogs that can detect cancer, Oscar may sense the smell of ketones, distinct chemicals released by dying cells. Dr. Jill Goldman, a certified animal behaviorist from California, has another theory. Oscar detects a lack of movement, associating it with poor health, similar to how domestic cats sense illness in their owners.